Over at DC Comics, the publisher just released their brand new slate of solicitations advertising all their comic books for the month of September. September is a bit of an interesting month over from DC because the publisher at that point has just gotten through their 2 month line wide crossover known as Night Terrors. However, September is still a really interesting month over for DC Comics because the post crisis Dawn of DC publishing initiative is still in full swing, featuring some brand new comic books for characters like Batman and Wonder Woman. My name is Ariko Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and count down 5 of my most anticipated titles over in DC Comics for the month of September. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to go ahead and encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that like button if you enjoy our content. But without further ado, I want to go ahead and introduce our first book, being Batman and Robin #1, coming in from DC Comics. This one is written by Joshua Williamson, featuring artwork over from Simone Di Meo. Want to go ahead and read DC Comics solicitation text for Batman and Robin #1 to get you caught up to speed on the background and context of this series. Father and son, Bruce and Damian, Batman and Robin. From Batman vs. Robin to Night Terrors, a lot has happened to the dynamic duo, but now they are back together and ready to fight crime in Gotham, just in time for Batman's most monstrous rogues to team up to turn the city into an urban jungle. A new villain watches from the shadows, intent on revenge, with a plot to turn one of Batman's greatest assets against him. Can Damian help his father solve the case before it's too late? A brand new, fun, and exciting father and son adventure begins from DC Comics architect Joshua Williamson and superstar artist Simone Di Meo. So in terms of this Batman and Robin series, the reason why I'm really excited for it is because writer Joshua Williamson has done so much excellent work in the past over with the Batman property. Williamson had a run over on the Batman title as well as the Robin title. So really curious to see what it's going to be like watching him kind of take command of both Batman and Robin to kind of further flesh out the relationship between Damian and Bruce in the DC universe in the month of September. Want to go ahead and show off our second comic book. This one is Power Girl #1, written by Leah Williams, featuring artwork from Eduardo Pansica and Julio Ferreira. We have a cover up on the screen coming in directly from artist Gary Frank. Pretty, punchy, and powerful. After the events of Night Terrors, a long-dormant Kryptonian threat has returned to take down Superman and his family. Who could possibly stop it? Well, according to the Man of Steel, it's Power Girl. Witness a road trip race against time as Paige reconnects with her roots to save the world from her deadly past. Power Girl special writer Leah Williams returns with artist Eduardo Pansica for an ongoing series of epic proportions. So I have to say, I'm actually pretty excited for this Power Girl comic coming in from DC because I thought some of the recent material featuring Power Girl spinning out of the Lazarus Planet story, where Paige became kind of psychically aware and developed some new and interesting powers, really got off on the right foot with me. I really enjoyed all of the different ways that writer Leah Williams was able to really explore Paige, Power Girl, on a really personal level in that series, and I'm so excited that Williams is going to be able to return to the character along with artists Eduardo Pansica and Julio Ferreira. Let's go ahead and take a look at our next book. This one is fun as well. This is Birds of Prey over from DC Comics, and it's another debut as well, written over from Kelly Thompson, featuring both art and cover from Leonardo Romero. Every mission matters, every life saved is a miracle, but this time it's personal. Dinah Lance is one of the DCU's most elite fighters, and combined with her sonic scream, she's a fearsome foe in any scenario. But sometimes even the Black Canary needs help. Faced with a personal mission brought to her by a mysterious new ally, and up against near impossible odds, she reforms the Birds of Prey, an unrivaled group of badasses: Cassandra Cain, Big Barda, Zealot, and Harley Quinn, and only one goal: extraction without bloodshed. What could possibly go wrong? Kelly Thompson makes her long awaited DC Universe writing debut and is joined by her Hawkeye partners in crime, Leonardo Romero and Jordi Belair, to debut an all new, all deadly Birds of Prey series, still breaking hearts and faces after all these years. I have to say, among all these books, I am really, really excited for this one in particular, featuring the Birds of Prey. First off, we have an excellent creative team for this series, featuring writing from Kelly Thompson and just beautiful artwork coming in from Leonardo Romero. One other really exciting part about this book is just some of the people making up the roster. I think like Cassandra Cain and Zealot really kind of shake up the foundation of a Birds of Prey team. There is so much potential in this series, and really excited to see how DC kind of writes the debut over for Birds of Prey. But I'm also really, really excited for DC Comics' debut of The Flash, written by Si Spurrier, featuring art from Mike Deodato. We have a cover here from Mike Deodato and Trish Mulvihill. Wally West has never been quicker, more fulfilled, and more heroic. His loving family is around him, and yet something is very off. His evolving understanding of his powers has opened Wally to new avenues of sci-fi adventure and attuned to his senses to strange new ideas. Something whispers from the dark vibrations from beyond the Speed Force, and as Wally experiments with creative new approaches to his powers, he encounters new villains, realms, mysterious alleys, and mind-shattering terrors. A new era for the Scarlet Speedster begins now for the team of Si Spurrier and Mike Deodato. So I had a really good time checking out The Flash's latest kind of milestone anniversary issue and checking out the kind of first storyline coming in over from Si Spurrier and Mike Deodato Jr. I really appreciate the way that Si Spurrier kind of leaned into some of the sci-fi elements of The Flash, and Mike Deodato featured kind of so many panels over on the issue as well. Really excited to see what it's going to be like when The Flash debuts over on September 26th from DC Comics. Think this is a really innovative, creative team that could definitely push this character in much different directions than we've seen over in the past. And I'm equally as excited for Green Lantern War Journal #1 coming in, featuring writing from Philip Kennedy Johnson and art from Montos. We're taking a look at the cover from Taj Tenfold. John Stewart's time as a Green Lantern has come to an end, or so he thinks. A family tragedy calls him back home, and as John begins to reclaim the career he once left behind, he tries to embrace a peaceful post-superhero life. But when a terrifying and contagious force with a mysterious connection to Oa appears on Earth, the last Green Lantern of another universe comes, seeking the only warrior to face this threat and win: the immortal guardian and builder John Stewart himself. Can this brilliant but brash young Lantern help John discover the qualities that made him one of the greatest Green Lanterns of the entire multiverse? Featuring the first appearance of an iconic and terrifying new villain. So the Green Lantern backups featuring John Stewart in DC's main Green Lantern series have also had the kind of same creative team for Philip Kennedy Johnson and Montos. So to be honest, I feel like the beginning of Green Lantern War Journal isn't actually the kind of start of John Stewart's adventures. I've really been enjoying some of the characterization that Johnson has lent over to Stewart. I think the art from Montos has been absolutely kind of enthralling in the issue as we kind of see the Revenant Queen rise up over in that backup series. I'm really hoping that all this kind of comes together for a really compelling series when Green Lantern War Journal debuts over on September 19th. And I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about the Wonder Woman series. I always like to cheat and include one additional comic book. And I want to go ahead and talk about DC Comics' debut for this Wonder Woman book. Of course, Wonder Woman #1 is written by Tom King, featuring art and cover from Daniel Sampere. After a mysterious Amazon is accused of mass murder, Congress passes the Amazon Safety Act, barring all Amazons from U.S. soil. To carry out their plans, the government starts a task force, the Amazon Extradition Entity, known as the AXE, to remove those who don't comply by any means necessary. Now in her search for the truth behind the killing, Wonder Woman finds herself an outlaw in the world she once swore to protect. Writer Tom King and superstar artist in the making Daniel Sampier joined forces for this action packed relaunch and the beginning of what will undoubtedly become a groundbreaking run on the character. So, I just had the chance to go ahead and cover Wonder Woman 800, which featured the debut of Tom King and Daniel Sampier over on the Wonder Woman property with the story of the character of Trinity. Honestly, I wish that issue kind of spoke to me more. I don't understand why DC debuted this character of Trinity when they have so many kind of younger Amazon centered characters over at the publisher, but I'm still fascinated to see kind of where this series goes next, if it's going to deal more with this Trinity featuring characters like Damian and John, and just excited for the kind of the future of the Wonder Woman property as a whole from DC Comics. Really hoping that I enjoy the debut a little bit more than that first story in Wonder Woman 800. So at the end of the day here, I'm really excited for a lot of these big books to debut at DC and officially kind of bring us into the next phase of dawn of DC. Really excited to go ahead and check out comics like The Flash and Birds of Prey. But I want to know from you, which of these titles are you most excited for? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming to check out our video spotlighting 5 of my most anticipated titles for the month of September. We'll be back really soon to cover everything with Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, and more. Thanks so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.